Hi! It's no secret that I prepared for IELTS on my own, all alone, at home. And from my first attempt I got 9 in reading, 9 in listening, 7 in writing and 7.5 in speaking, overall resulting in 8.0. However, I am not satisfied with that score and I think I would do better, I could do better of course, back then, but we have what we have. And I didn't file for re-evaluation and I didn't take the test again because it was not my goal. The score was appropriate to entering the university I wished. But a lot of you ask me a lot on my social medias on how to prepare for speaking section all alone at home without really practicing with a teacher, for example, or in a study group. And I have a remedy for you all, guys, because this was literally my situation and I could do it. So here we go with the tips. Read a lot and listen a lot to podcasts, because this is how you build quite a solid lexical resource and vocabulary which you are evaluated for. Make sure you learn words in context, because this is when you find yourself in a specific situation and a word just pops up in your head. So that's how you do it, you just learn words in context. Then try to think in English, because thinking in English helps you to come up with words instantly, because you are thinking in English, so you don't need to translate sentences in your head, which is extremely beneficial, and I have a video actually about that with all the tips. Click on the info card here to watch it. So one of the bomb tips is to talk to a mirror, and this was of extreme help to me because I learned how I look like when I talk, including my facial expressions, including my smile, and you know that you must be smiley, confident and open while talking to an examiner. So talking to a mirror really helped me to gain confidence. Then another tip is to record yourself, and this one may be so beneficial when you know how to use it properly. So make sure you're not only recording yourself speaking on one topic and then move on recording yourself speaking on another topic. No. Instead, you actually sit down and listen your recording for several times until you write down every mistake that you had, every situation and every part when you lost your fluency, so that you can really work on that and make sure that the next time you will not do the same. Quite an obvious one, but practice with other speakers of English. And in every country you may find an English speaker. For example, I'm from Russia, and in Russia there are quite a few people who speak English decently. The vast majority of Russians do not speak English in any good way at all. So it was quite a challenge for me to find anyone who speaks English so that I can practice with them. Usually they are people of younger generation, probably your friends, or they are migrants or tourists, travelers. A lot of people who usually use their language, English language, in the daily life. So if you, for example, hear someone speaking English on the street, do not hesitate to approach them and ask for, a small conversation that will help you to speak to another person and to do it abruptly. This is huge practice, and that's what I did when I was a small girl learning French and coming up to strangers on the street. So once you found people who may help you with your IELTS speaking preparation, they must ask you actual questions from IELTS tests, track your time and track your performance. Ask them to note if you have any mistakes and then to comment on your speech and on your performance. If you still can't find people to practice with and to speak with, try watching vlogs and videos of native speakers on YouTube. And that was something that helped me a lot, because I not only picked up very cool words, a lot of them, but also I improved my pronunciation. Even though accent is not something that you are evaluated for during your IELTS speaking test, but I strongly believe that when a person respects a language they learn, they will do their best to sound like a native. Another tip is to find speaking groups in your city, and personally I found a lot of them in my city in Russia, and I know that throughout the country there are speaking clubs, speaking groups that help people for free or maybe for a donation to improve their speech in English, obviously. But if this is something that you're not very comfortable with, and I was not, because I was anxious to meet new people and I didn't really want to go there, you're perfectly okay to practice on your own at home, as I did. Then, if you can't find one or you don't want to join one, you can always find a group on the internet. And for instance, I have my own speaking group on Telegram app with a lot of people from my YouTube followers and from my Facebook followers, where we actually speak every day and discuss different topics, and I help people to correct their grammar and mistakes, and we just have a lot of fun while preparing for IELTS. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to join us. The link is in the description box down below. It's free, of course. And the last tip, if you have even one spare minute, speak, either in your head or out loud, but in general, speaking and practice will make you perfect. Thank you so much for being here. I will be very happy if you decide to leave a like for me or even subscribe. And as always, I will be delighted to see you again here. Ciao!